Alright, so today I just wanted to go over some basic things about dailies and weeklies. Now, uh, I was told that it's not really common knowledge that when you look at the hunting map here, that it says that this week's remaining rewards, well, you can actually do this every day. And the required power doesn't really matter, it's actually a level requirement, so if it doesn't actually prevent you from going into the map, there's nothing wrong with trying it to see what you and your friends can do, or you yourself can do. You have to be in a party to go into the hunting map. It won't just let you join automatically. You would have to be in a party, and then it would let you go in. But I'm not going to go in right now because that'll probably be boring. So that's the hunting map. The home protection, which I probably will do, is a really short thing that you can do. If you do it with your friends, you'll get some additional pendants, which you can use in the home shop to buy moats, outfits, temporary outfits. They only last for 7 days. So, like, you can get the friendship wood, which is used to craft some things in the spirit orb, like the bell stand and spirit totem and whatnot. You can get a bunch of actions, expressions, emotes, and some, again, temporary suits, because see, it says 7 days on the side, so they'll only last for 7 days, but there's still world info for getting it for the first time. So as you continue to build up pendants, if you're doing it with your friends, then that is something that you can invest in for a little bit extra power. Home protection is real easy. I would not suggest doing a structure like this around your spirit orb, because the pillar that spawns likes to spawn inside of the walls. So yeah, like right here. Now I can still attack it, but it really does not like, yeah, see, most of that damage did not go through. Now my house is going to suffer for it. Oh gosh. But real quick and easy, normally, the more people that are involved, the faster it can be. And the reason why you want to do this is because you'll get a pack that gives you a seal each day, and you'll also get a fragment piece to make something called a Chiu map. And after 5 days of doing home protection, you can run that Chiu map with your friends. Now, it's not the easiest thing in the world. I would definitely suggest having like a team of like 30k people for doing the Chiu, just because there is a time limit, and it kind of, sucks if you can't succeed. I don't know if you lose the map if you fail. I don't think you do, but I've never had that happen to me yet. So just keep that in mind. And the reason why you want to run the Chiu maps is because they can drop up to Draco plans. Now, most of the time, you're probably not going to be getting amazing plans like that, but it's still worth it to do, and if you don't try it, then, you'll never get it unless you spend money or get them from other means, so it's just a recommendation. Let's see, you get these Oracle tablets, and use 5 to obtain 1 demonic Chiu map. So if you do this every day for 5 days, you get a Chiu map, and if you're doing it with your friends, then you each get that little package for doing it together, and you get some pendants as well, like I said, and it's really good. So that's 2 of the dailies. There's also bounties that you can do each day, which if you're a lower level, I would highly recommend doing bounties, because they give a lot of experience, and if you don't know where to get your bounties, then you would just teleport to whatever main city that you belong to. I live in East, so my main city is going to be over here. And there's a statue that you go to. I think it has that little house symbol right there that we see. So, closing in. Oh boy. And yeah, see, it finally rendered and it says bounty. Now you can also get your bounties from any of the pillars, like a central pillar. If you go and walk up to the pillar, then you'll be able to access your bounties there. And you can access them here. Now if you do the bounties on the main continents, like East, West, or South, then you'll get ink black stones. If you do your bounties in Central, here at this town, the Noble Village, then you'll get purple stones. And the purple stone shop has a few items that the ink black stone shop doesn't have, so just kind of, those are both accessed in your home shop, similar to the pendants. So just kind of like look around there to see if there's something that you want or need out of those shops. Like for me personally, I really like being a support character. So the only way to currently get a shell coon is to buy it out of the purple shop, raw purple shop. And it's only going to be impure and whatnot, but that's fine. Because honestly, the shell coon doesn't scale off of your damage. It scales off of your defense. So it's kind of a weird thing, but see, HP regeneration restores HP equal to 20% of defense. So the more defense you have, the more your shell coon will heal, which is kind of convenient. So yeah, highly recommend doing bounties. Even if you don't need the experience, the currency rewards are still great. So that's always a bonus. Another thing would be to do your encounters. They got the Droon here, which if you do it enough times, you'll get a pet that you can upgrade by continuing to do the whole Droon thing. And it'll tell you how much power you need to get in. The Droon, I believe, only requires like 2 people to go in at a time, so you don't actually need like a full team. You could just, like you and your buddy, or just type in the global chat that you're queuing up for the Droon, and hopefully someone will join in and help you. The Grand is also a great thing to do because you can get various plans and Beast Hide. Just kind of do what you have access to. So there's like the 14k, the 19k, and then Noble 25k and 30k. I like to do both the Noble and the Grand Beast because I'm after the Chimeraland Beast Hide. And then the plans are also very nice to have because you never know when you want to craft something or whatnot, and the items that you get from the reward boxes are random, so you can typically just kind of stockpile a few things if you're not using them in the background. I think that about covers dailies. As far as the weeklies go, it would be over here, these odd arts. Now, I don't know if this is the case for everyone, but in my time zone, the Medusa portrait resets on Mondays. And even if you already have obtained your Medusa attendant from getting the Viper emblems, I would still suggest doing this weekly because you get Sage and you get these odd art exchange passes. And the odd art exchange passes is another thing that you can buy from your home shop. We're going to be looking at the home shop a lot today, it would seem. And it's down here in the odd shop. So you're going to need those ink black stones that you're getting from your bounties, and then you can buy these basic odd art packs, which give you a chance to get Moonlight Fruit and the mid-grade art packs. Which the reason why you want those is Moonlight Fruit, if you get enough of it, can let you either craft some specific race changes at the elixir maker, because that's currently out. So like Kuze stone. Oh wait, no. That's spiritual reality fruit, but you still get those from the mid-grade art packs. But yeah, so you get these moonlight fruit plates, and you can make a stone out of that. But if that's not something you're interested in, you can also use them and save up a bunch of them for attendance. So uh, back at the main city, there's this bird guy named Pole, and he's a legendary attendant. His stats are 87, 87, 93 that you can build up to, and he's, in my opinion, a great attendant to have. But he's very expensive. So if you're doing your weeklies, you can eventually get him, and maybe spend some rubies to get the extra plates that you're missing or whatnot. But every time you open those odd art packs, you have a chance to get moonlight fruit. 10 moonlight fruit equals 1 moonlight fruit plate. Uh, After you get 20 plates, you can create something called a moonlight feast. That one moonlight feast, you can take it to Pole in any main city, except for Central, I think. I don't think he's there. And give it to him, and you will recruit Pole. So if you take the time to do this, you can actually get a legendary attendant for free. Um, it'll just, be a long process, but if you're willing to invest the time to do that. Some of these odd arts have a lot of mechanics to them, like this first one here, the little doggo. They want you to defeat some enemies and throw these dogs into a circle. So you got to capture them. Now, I've heard that there are some issues on both PC and mobile where some people cannot pick up the dogs. I've also heard some recommendations of getting something like one of these, a Sky Pearl, and supposedly that can help people pick them up if they couldn't normally. Uh, I haven't had any issues picking them up, so I cannot really show the glitch, unfortunately. Um, but after you would save the dogs and defeat the enemies, then there's going to be a boss that appears, and I would still recommend, again, like a full team of like 20 to 30k power, 4 people, in order to get through this reasonably fast and hopefully not have too many issues. Uh, then there's the odd dragon art, where this guy here is going to be pretty much dying on the ground, and you and your team are going to have to heal him for a set duration. I think it's like 1 full minute or 2 minutes, something like that. And everyone should be pulling out some sort of healing item, whether it's a Pipa or a Shelcoon, and trying to heal up the dragon. After that timer is done, the dragon will rise up and start flying around, and you're looking for this guy named Chiu to appear. And Chiu is going to do everything in his power to kill that dragon. If he succeeds, you fail the mission. So what we normally do, at least my friends and I, is we have like one additional person staying on the dragon, like 1 or 2 people staying on the dragon to heal it after that second phase kicks in, and the other 2 people try to take the attention of Chiu and beat him up while that's happening. Now, he kind of hurts, and I would still recommend around 20 to 30k power full team of people in order to get through it. I don't actually know if you can even get into these maps with 20k power, but it's been a long time, and I know there's a recommended power, but that's not always required. Sometimes you can get in with below that, so if it lets you, awesome, you can try it out. If you break this Chiyu guy's stamina, he will kneel down and start pushing everyone away and whatnot while he regains his stamina. You can still attack him during this time, but melee is going to be very difficult because every time you get close, you're going to get launched away. So when he comes out of that and regains his stamina, he's going to create a clone on himself, and that clone can also attack the dragon. And every time you break this guy's stamina, he creates another clone. So it can get kind of hectic and ridiculous if you don't really have the damage to deal with the situation. Now, he normally spawns the clone on top of himself, so if you're already attacking him, then the clone probably will still ignore the dragon. But just in case it doesn't, try to get someone else, like maybe you and that other person that have already been fighting the Chiyu. One of them splits off and attacks the other, or you both just try to damage as much as you can to the one guy, because if you kill him, the mission ends successfully anyways. So if you can kill him quickly, that's great. If you have a full team of people using pipas to deal damage and heal the dragon at the start, you won't actually break this guy's stamina, meaning there will be no clones involved whatsoever, because the pipa does not do any stamina damage. So you'll just be sitting there dealing damage, and you won't have to deal with the clones. So that is one recommendation I have for that, if you want to do that. Not a requirement. You can literally get through with any weapons that you want to use, so that's great. This next one, the Odd Demon Slayer art, this guy. So you're gonna spawn in and see the sword floating, and someone has to click on the sword to start the fight. This guy is going to have like a yellow egg shield around him when it first starts. Keep an eye out in the air above him. There will be these yellow orbs that spawn. Anyone on the team, or one person, it doesn't really matter, has to try to jump through these orbs, because just touching them makes them disappear. He spawns them 2 at a time, typically, and so you just collect the orbs and then you can start damaging him. Now he has 2 different colors that he can be, either blue or red. I believe that if he's red, you gotta deal melee damage, and if he's blue, you gotta do range damage. If I'm wrong about that, just flip it. Alright, another thing, the Pipa is a hybrid weapon, meaning it does both melee and range damage. So I believe that it scales off of both, and it doesn't really matter what color he is, he takes damage from both. So that can make it a lot less stressful. If one person is collecting all of the orbs, you're going to see a debuff coming up on your list of buffs and whatnot. And that debuff stacks every time you get an orb. It drains your HP and increases the damage you take from the demon's attacks. So if there's only one guy collecting the orbs, he's probably going to die. You can still win despite that happening. It's just like a heads up kind of deal. I normally like to collect all the orbs, so I die almost every time I run this map. I don't really care, as long as we get through it, you know. So he's not very tanky. He's actually probably the lowest HP out of all the maps. It's just that one mechanic. If you don't collect the orbs, he will full wipe your entire team. Also, he's immune to damage when the orbs are floating in the air. So it's like, you gotta collect these orbs in order to kill this guy. If you don't, you're not gonna win. So just keep an eye out for them. If they're not rendering for you for whatever reason, let your team know, or try to redo the map, relog, whatever you need to do, and hopefully these orbs will show up and you can see them to be able to do the fight. Last one here is the Duahawk. A lot of people avoid this one because it does have some mechanics and requires a lot of teamwork. I've been doing it in and out of voice chats. I don't think that voice chats are a requirement. However, paying attention to your surroundings is a requirement. So I would always recommend having 4 people for this. I wouldn't necessarily recommend 4 people for the rest. You can do it with less, but this last one, the Duahawk, I always recommend 4 people. And the reason why that is because when you're fighting the Duahawk, he's going to throw a debuff on 2 of your teammates at a time. And this debuff has one of 2 possibilities. You're either going to see this white circle that looks kind of like wind or something on the person, if you see that white circle uh, floating around them, it's not under them, it's literally floating around their body. Um, if you see that, you need to heal them. They cannot move. They're stunned in place. They can't attack. They can't chug potions. They can't do anything. You need to heal them for the entire duration that they're stuck like that. If you successfully heal them, like they don't die, then your team's going to get a buff for a duration. That buff is insane. All right. So say you're doing like 10k damage a hit to this thing, Duahawk or whatever. That buff is going to make you jump up to like 100k damage a hit. This thing is like, it's got a lot of HP, so you're really trying to get those buffs and everything. Every time you successfully do a mechanic, your team's going to get that buff, and you all stand, you're going to see a huge white circle under them showing that they have the buff, and you're going to, everyone should kind of stick together and stay inside of that buff until the duration's up. When the duration is up, the circle's going to turn black. And everyone that received a benefit from the buff, because just standing in it, typically it buffs other people even if they don't have it. So if you have received a benefit from the buff, then as soon as that duration ends, it's going to turn black and it's going to start damaging everyone around you. The damage is really small, but say you have all 4 people grouped up in one location, and then you all of them get that debuff. Well, now you're kind of like murdering everyone just by being near each other. So you just want to spread out a little bit and, keep looking around, and you'll typically get a message on your screen every time the Duahawk tries to stun someone. If you don't see that message, that's why I suggest, keeping an eye out and looking around, because it only shows up for like a brief second. So it's really easy to miss. But the other debuff that he does, I know I had talked about the white wind circle that's like around the character. The other debuff is going to be a huge red circle underneath the people. Now they're still frozen in place, similar to the other one. But what you got to do is you have to attack this ice thing that's normally like directly beside the character. I would suggest using ranged to do this, because for whatever reason, if you're trying to target with a melee weapon, your character likes to move in the exact opposite direction of what you're attacking. No idea why that is. Something that needs to be fixed, definitely. Royal swords don't typically have that issue for whatever reason, but most other melee weapons do. But use whatever means necessary to break that ice debuff, and if you successfully do that, again, your team gets a buff. If you fail, the person that was frozen dies instantly. You can revive as many times as you want during the mission. You can, quit, revive, and you'll still be in the mission, and you can keep going, which I would also suggest, because, I mean, if someone can't rescue you, that's just the fastest way to get back up. Now, if you don't get the buffs during the mission, these are all timed. So if you don't get the buffs during the mission because of the mechanics or whatever, like maybe it's your first time and things are screwing up, don't fret. You can always go back in and try again. These maps are weeklies. You only got to do it once a week, and there's no shame in asking for help. And most of these, I'm pretty sure, are not soloable anyways. So you're all in it together. Don't get frustrated. You got this. But the reason why you want to do the Duahawk, even though it's typically so annoying, is because of this package that you get. You have a 10% chance to get either a limited blood egg or a limitless blood egg. Now, those limitless blood eggs are like really, really good. They're going to let you have the possibility of hatching an illustrious beast, or the ability to evolve a noble beast into an illustrious beast. Or you can sell it because it's a high ticket item and they're hard to obtain, because this is one of the few ways that you get them, and it's probably the highest chance that you have of obtaining them. So they go for a high price and they're very useful. You also get the other reward, the 90%, is the odd art tablets that we were already talking about, these odd art exchange passes that you can use to get these other things. So it's just, whatever you get is what you get, and it's all useful. So hopefully, I know I didn't show any of the mechanics, I only talked about them. I can always try to do another video some other time where I'm actually going through the missions and show you guys what I mean. I just don't have any of my friends online at the moment to, try them out. Plus, we've already done them this week, so hopefully this helps some of you. I know I just talk a lot. If there's any suggestions that you guys have for what you want to learn about in this game whatsoever, just let me know down in the comments, and I'll try my best to help out. I really don't know what you guys want to know, and I'm just kind of winging it here based off of the rumors I've been hearing about what's common knowledge and not. So again, any questions, post them down in the comments. I'll read them. Check it out. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.